Good morning, my dear students of class 8th. I welcome you all to this new class of social science where we are continuing with the chapter Women, Caste and Reform. Children, in the previous classes, we have done the introduction. After that, we saw that what differences were there in the previous time in the status of women. Then we saw how so many social evils were being there continuously in the lives of a woman. Then, children, we saw working towards change. When people started realizing the injustice, then there were steps which were brought forward in the lives of women, where it began with Rajaram Mohan Roy. Now, children, we will see changing lives of widows, where I explained in the previous class that after Rajaram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar also followed the footsteps, and he started, bringing in the idea of the widows remarriage. So the widows should remarry and start their life again. Now, once we are talking towards a change in the lives of women, we have seen that sati was abolished when British government agreed on that. Then we saw widows were allowed to remarry, and now when these things are being uplifted, let us see how and what educational developments were there. We saw that Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar started a school in Calcutta. Then people were fearing that if girls will go out, then they will lose all the values, and who is going to do the household chores. So today we will start with women write about women. What were the ideas of women who started writing about women only. This means the status of women. In the early 12th century, Muslim women like Begums of Bhopal played a crucial role, children, in promoting girl education. They founded a primary school for girls in Aligarh. A woman named Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain started a school in Patna and Calcutta for Muslim girls. Then she fearlessly criticized the conservative ideas by arguing the religious leaders. So this Ruqayya Hussain was very fearless woman. She started criticizing the conservative ideas of religious leaders. Then, children, by 1880s, Indian women started entering universities. Some of them became doctors, some became teachers. Many women began to write and publish their views. So, some became writers on discrimination. What were they writing? They were writing on discrimination, what they felt or going on society. For instance, Tarabai Shinde, who was educated at home at Pune, published a book named Stri Purush Tulna. Stri Purush Tulna, a comparison between the lives of men and women, which was a comparison between men and women ultimately. The book criticized social differences between men and women. Then, children, another reform, another woman named Pandita Ramabai was of the view that Hinduism was oppressive towards women, and therefore she wrote a book which showed the miserable life of upper caste women. She also founded a shelter home for widow women in Pune who were treated badly by their in-laws. Not only this, women in the shelter home got trained so that they could become financially stronger. So, kind of vocational training was given to these women, where Pandita Ramabai started, a self-centered place where these women were being given shelter. So we can say that by the end of 19th century, women were getting educated, publishing books on the condition of women, and were also forming various women's associations to empower women. In the 12th century, in the 20th century, leaders such as Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose also supported the demands of equality. Now, when people were coming up, these reformers were coming up with these ideas. Obviously, our political leaders came in support of these developmental ideas. So many nationalist leaders wanted that women to be given the right to vote after independence. However, till then, women were asked to concentrate on the anti British struggle. So, this idea was also proposed that soon after independence, women should also be, given that equality of right, so that they can also get this right to vote. But they were asked to focus initially on the struggle between India and British. As the women organizations grew and voice against child marriage also became stronger, an act called Child Marriage Restraint Act was passed in 1929, which laid down that no man below the age of 18 and no woman below the age of 16 could marry. So this act was children before independence. Finally, these limits were being raised to 18 and 21. 18 for women, 21 for boys, and we are still following that. Now that we know about the reforms which were, initiated for women, we will discuss about another major issues that are present in our society, in the caste system. But this we will be discussing in the next class. So I hope this much was understood by all. Thank you so much, children, and have a nice day.